We as agricultural students need to learn where our water comes from and in what form it takes place when it is present here in our environment. From the ocean, water evaporates from all the water sources present in our environment, like plants, ocean, and other bodies of water. The water goes into the atmosphere and becomes cold. From there, condensation takes place and clouds are formed with water vapor into tiny particles. After that, precipitation takes place. Water droplets that are formed up in the sky go down and pour down into the ground. Water that reaches the ground takes a surface runoff from a higher place down to a lower altitude. Many of us are unaware of what a surface runoff or a runoff is. Let's further discuss about it. Runoff occurs when rainfall intensity exceeds the infiltration capacity of the soil, which is a measure of the ability of the soil to absorb and transmit rainwater. This in turn depends on the water transmission characteristics and structural stability of the soil and its ability to maintain continuous pores. The rate and amount of runoff are also influenced by the intensity and amount of rainfall received, the previous soil moisture content, the degree of relief, slope steepness, and aspect. Reducing runoff. Runoff is a major source of water pollution. As the water runs along a surface, it picks up litter, petroleum, chemicals, fertilizers, and other toxic substances. Some beaches are closed after heavy rainfall because of runoff that includes sewage and medical waste. These chemical pollutants can harm not just a beach, but an entire ecosystem. Tiny microbes such as plankton and algae absorb pollutants in the runoff. Fish or shellfish consume the microbes or absorb the pollutants directly. Animals such as birds consume the fish, increasing the level of pollutants in their own bodies. Runoff is an economic threat as well as an environmental one. Agribusiness loses millions of dollars to runoff every year. In the process of erosion, runoff can carry away the fertile layer of topsoil. Tons of topsoil are lost to runoff every year. People can limit runoff pollution in many ways. Farmers and gardeners can reduce the amount of fertilizer they use. Urban areas can reduce the number of impervious surfaces. Soil acts as a natural sponge, filtering and absorbing many harmful chemicals. Communities can plant native vegetation. Shrubs and other plants prevent erosion and runoff from going into waterways. There are many different effects of runoff, like property damage, water pollution, increased algal growth, and clouded water. Water that comes from runoff goes to the rivers for the animals to drink and also for plants to use. Runoff water has the energy to detach soil particles and to transport entrained soil materials that cause erosion. Erosion results in the decline of soil fertility as a result of loss of topsoil and nutrients, loss of organic matter and clay, and the consequent loss of the soil's capacity to retain nutrients and water. It carries small and heavy debris, which at most causes landslides. It can also result in the compaction and sealing of soil surface, giving lower infiltration rates and increased runoff. Runoff, wherever it occurs, results in washing away of crops and fertilizer inputs, loss of soil moisture and recharge capacity. So consequently, there is frequent drought stress in crop production. Runoff, as it increasingly concentrates in drainage lines, can build up and cause severe physical damage downslope, including the washing away of roads. It can also cause floods to lowland depending on the amount of precipitation released. Flood creates many problems to the people living. How to prevent flood? We cannot prevent natural cases like this, but we can prepare for this. Planting trees is one of the best and appropriate methods in order to lessen the effects of flood. Trees help absorb water and avoid too much erosion of soil. Also in cities, applying proper and strong drainage systems will help, as well as building strong dams. Having strong dams helps in blocking the strong waterways from higher places. Also, having installed proper warning systems for the people is of great help. Moreover, strengthening our houses before the flood also helps in preparing for the safety when flood strikes.